Move it over here. Anyway, it's time for Cobblestone Fnatic on the CT side. All Kevlar for the CTs. Once again, no defuse kits here. mousesports. Chris J has a flash and a smoke grenade, and he has dropped a P250 to Rops.
Yeah, and you can see already a rotation towards the A site. They already have the infos, the CTs, and Fnatic will be having to defend, and they'll be defending quite well, actually splitting the offense somewhat. However, their headshots will fall with mousesports. And that is not a good look for Fnatic. It's just Lekr0 left. He is quite precise when it comes to pretty much anything. Great first bullet accuracy, very fast, but can he do this? He's 1 against 4 and is stuck behind a choke point. Oh, hello. A free offering. And this is one of the most annoying spots to be in. You've got to jump through a choke point. Did manage to reset the accuracy, but still. Double peek will be the end of him. mousesports with a successful pistol.
I agree.
Yes.
It's good that you agree, Jordan. We want to be in agreement here.
Nice.
Everyone.
All agreeing, all on the same page. Yes, men.
Bunch of
yes, men.
Let's be yes, men.
Bunch of sick attacks.
I thought it was interesting how Fnatic came out connector and just fought mid and ignored a hall so hard. Confident those pillars in the tree would protect them. Now they're opting for a fast strat on a round like this. Could actually be costly, but with the Deagle not able to spam as hard as the CZ, Flush is going to have to fall back here. Might get taken down by the pinch, but he's a little good away. And again, yeah, this is one of those situations where, depending on how ready JW is, yeah, he could take down one, and more could actually fall as well. Flusher with the cheeky peek here. And this is one of the reasons why on this second round, a lot of times you don't see teams going fast, because it can be such a bloodbath. Of course, if Fnatic had stacked B, you know, we could say mousesports is geniuses, but in reality, I think most of the time on these second rounds, a rush is a tough one to justify. I know Henry G would agree with me. He hates that one as well. The second round where you know the CTs are force behind a run like that, so much potential for loss.
Well, at least they managed to win the rounds.
Yeah, I was like talking and that happened, and I experienced dissonance. I didn't actually. I was like, wait, I thought they lost the round. My point is falling off.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, actually, the point still stands mainly, but now they should be able to rush. And if they go slow, I'm just gonna laugh myself asleep.
2-0 for mousesports. 3 SMGs in tow. They've got the odd flashbang here and there. The odd grenade to bounce off the corner of the wall if that's what they choose to do.
No, Chris J with the molly stopping his whole team, which shouldn't be a problem unless, of course, Oscar goes down, in which case the whole team's delayed, and maybe some trades could happen, but it's going to be tough.
Damn, Sonny.
Other than Mac 10. Making heads bend.
That was outstanding work. See you trying to trap there, Jordan. Very pleased with yourself. It was good work. I respect it. I respect it. It was nice. It was nice.
Hello.
What are you doing over there, Dan?
I don't know. I was having a drink, and then I noticed that Andy was trying to fiddle with the sound levels, so I tried to mess with him by not speaking. I just looked at him.
Yeah,
I feel like we're at war with the production lately.
I switched seats and I already feel like my sound is not complimentary to my voice anymore.
Yeah.
So.
You don't feel as sexy.
Yeah.
Please have some sex to Jordan.
I'll be waiting.
Well, we get the pressure from mousesports, a significant amount of pressure towards the plat. And this is pretty awesome because from a grenade perspective, Fnatic just simply do not have the amount of utility required to win a utility war on plateau. So from that perspective, it's pretty cool. And Fnatic actually haven't rotated a fourth man over towards the B-bomb site, which I think a lot of teams would, having experienced so many grenades here towards the plateau. And Fnatic will actually invest every single grenade except a single HE to get that plat control. But they will have to defend against the split, which is now coming. Sunny! You can't get the trade! That is a massive couple kills from Golden.
When does JW pop out? Potential pop flash from Lekr0, but Lekr0's been blinded. JW repositioning, but doesn't see the player close. Does some damage, but he can't get any conversions at all. Lekr0 cleaning up, should be good for 3, and he is.
First bullet accuracy of Fnatic that round, excellent. Those FAMAS kills and drop only possible bullet, first bullet dink. And 3-1.
Ding dong.
Yeah, a lot of people, I like the FAMAS for exactly that reason. It can suck for sure and sometimes, but if you're pretty confident with your pre-aim, it's a solid weapon. Did we ever check on the stats for Moss versus CZ?
No, I forgot to do it in the break. You know what? I'll go and get my laptop. Bear with me.
Wasn't it, isn't it like the same bullet as a PT50 or something? Oh.
Ages ago, according to James. Yeah, he was saying that it's similar to the FAMAS, so we're waiting for an update. As mousesports hits B here, Rop's out in front.
Spray everywhere. Madness. Everyone jumping through the broken wall and speeding themselves up, offering themselves up to JW.
Somebody, I forget which team I was watching, they had a really good molly that, so you throw the Olaf smoke, as you call it, you know, the box plat smoke, and it kind of lands a little bit more towards the archway, and then you throw the molly on the box, and it bleeds to that corner.
Right. That's cool. That's really cool.
I mean, it might be hard to get the exec off while the molly's up, so he might be able to creep back to that corner, but it seems like a nice little process of elimination type nade that could help teams throw it. And I feel like a lot of teams just, they always do that. And that guy, if they don't check it, if the first guy doesn't check it, he seems to always get multiple, which is, seems odd that a guy could just sit in a close corner like that and get multiple.
Yeah, it seems like the thing that you would sort of worry about the most would be like a big priority to deal with.
Yeah. Around here with the CZs, let's see if they'll do much. A map like Cobble, it is easy to catch a CT spread out and by themselves on a spot like A-Hall. Flusher, though, is a pretty aware player, forcing them to run through the Molotov and with no armor. Pistols, they're going to get one, though. That's a pretty good kill.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. One of the pull-ons for mousesports, though, they don't have any Kevlar, so they will get some additional kills, but they shouldn't be able to get the bomb plant. But they've already done probably more than they could have expected to do, or perhaps as you say, you know, they're thinking, you know, we can probably at least guarantee that we killed 2 A players, or have a very good shot at the very least. And they did manage to do that. So keeping the pressure on the economy of Fnatic, keeping them honest, as the score is tied up 3-3. And now things, you know, begin to get interesting. We really start to see the dynamics between the buy rounds of these two teams in the first half.
Turn my mic back on. All right, damage. FAMAS bullet is 30 damage base. CZ 75, 33. Armor penetration on a FAMAS, 70%. Armor penetration on a CZ 75, 77.65%.
So it's better than a FAMAS.
So it's like a mini FAMAS with a buff.
It's like it's actually
10% better.
It's actually better for FAMAS. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's basically a FAMAS plus 10%.
I'm never buying a FAMAS again. I'm just going to buy a CZ instead.
CZ has a bigger damage fall off though. At 500 units, FAMAS is 4% damage fall off, CZ 75 15%. So there are drawbacks elsewhere, but CZ is used close range, you know, ideally.
But if you compare the cost,
I know, yeah.
it just actually gets insane.
Has Tico been spotted by Crimps? I don't think he has. Ooh, Golden manages to prevail anyway. Crouch may have saved him there.
If he wasn't called out, that's a really peculiar like route by Golden.
Slowing down a little bit here is Flusher is, you know, ready and waiting, able to take down Sunny. He's really struggling to get onto a bomb plant here. Eventually, though, they might be able to do it with that frag. Robs will open up the site, removing the close player, and Chris in the drop area is going to provide some decent coverage for the bomb, but it does seem like he's the one going back for it. Or is it Robs? Well, it will have to be Chris now, as Chris will catch Robs. Very, very big frag. Like, before the after plant, getting a pick, that is massive. Just trying to fake out one of the players for a peek. Score takes down everyone, though. Really easily handled by Fnatic overall. Very patient play from them.
That was a very peculiar approach, because the play there is pretty obvious, like plant along the wall and hold the rock peak. The guy sidewalk can't exactly creep up on you if you're on stairs. Weird. Rops probably smashed his desk after he died there, because I think he saw the silliness in his pathing once he died.
Pop flash into the drop, and here come the mini FAMASes. Not really getting the work done. Golden is, there we go, P250 will finish off the job. And a rifle will be collected. That's Oscar showing the bomb popping out again. Will they boost him back out? Seems like they will. We have 2 players on the plateau, 1 for either side. JW will be ready for Rops's peak. Making the flashbang, and that will get him the bomb. They all know now that Chris J is the last man standing. An exchange of pistols, runs out of bullets. That's a lot of damage done by mousesports.
Pull up the spreadsheet.
The FAMAS is more accurate than the CZ, but the running accuracy, the CZ is 4 times better, obviously, being a pistol. So it is basically.
I feel like all the
more
spots,
or less a mini FAMAS.
Like the majority of the spots I'd use a FAMAS, I would probably be. The CZ would be the more effective choice. But we'll come back to that discussion. We get a very fast push onto the B plats. And Chris just walks all the way down the stairs. And it really looks like Fnatic have been caught massively off guard by this straight push. And if they're able to just convert this round, what a
I want to watch this demo. Those two rock smokes were thrown right by the T stairs right there. Generally, you see a lot of teams throw the 2 fountain smokes from spawn, but not really the rock smokes. I'm curious to know those. As another route, they could have also flown up sidewalk pretty quick, and there's a way to smoke E-box from T-spawn as well. So imagine all 3 of those smokes landing while 2 guys rush sidewalk. Obviously, if they were Opera Fountain gets the first guy, it could make the route kind of tough. But
I feel like we saw it yesterday, and Sean commented about that as well. I'm not 100% sure, but we've watched so much Counter-Strike recently. Sometimes it blurs together a bit.
Yeah.
JW.
Is he going to get Molotov? It seems like Rops is going to...
Well, they just had an exchange here in the previous round, and it was Rops and JW. And this time Rops does not check it, so that's really going to kill him, surely. Will they push through the smoke? JW repositioning. I think he saw Chris J make his way towards the drop area. Raises the alarm, and Crims will get the scout kill. JW back into the smoke now. Oscar may be aware of what's possible. JW vanishing. Counter flash to kill some time, and
Counter flasher.
They don't have enough players to check all these angles. JW continues to be a nuisance, and there is a final kill from Crims once again with the scout.
That's pretty cool from JW. He didn't actually reload. Like there was a gun on the ground, all this kind of stuff, and he didn't want to give away any sound cues. Why he didn't pick up the gun? Why he didn't go for reloads?
Yep.
Just to keep mousesports in
thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Like how could they can't know anything? They
suspect,
but they don't have the information. Yeah.
Did he drop on the ground? Is he up top? Should we peek him? If we do, he could get traded. Yeah. The animated voice, by the way, I wanted you to take that away. It's really
busy, Jordan. I was busy.
It's been an exciting part of my stream lately.
I was busy.
Nothing good.
mousesports being forced away from the plateau. Stico and Christian on pistols. Sonny and Rops on an AK-47. I feel like go on.
No, I was just gonna say, what do you think if we just added like a ladder in drop room? I feel like Cobble's so, it's almost like T-side cash, except I like cash more because you can rotate easier through mid. But like, I feel like on T-side Cobble, like us 3 could probably make a team right now and have a decent default against Fnatic. Like we might not get a lot of rounds, but like you might be able to take map control against Fnatic.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just. I think we might even talk about the last time I was here. Cabo just kind of pisses me off in that sense. I'm watching like these defaults happen, and I don't know how Oscar died if that was mid. Just so easy to let the teams waste their nades, and you wait till about here, and they have 3 people at one site and 2 at the other. And while that sounds like a blatant, what are you saying, Jordan? That's obvious. Counter-Strike 2B or 2A, 3B, right? But it's not, and it's really. It's just so easy to win these rounds right here. Like, if mousesports had full utility in this same scenario, it's actually not far-fetched. They're almost even. They just walk out A-Hall, get a trade. Now they're in like a pretty decent, fair 2v3 or potentially 2v2, depending on how fast they get the kills in A. I don't know.
Yep.
I'm just venting. I'm done.
Stuff in the knowledge.
No, well, I don't even know if it's knowledge. It's more just like an established thing. I think some people just don't maybe present it in that way as much. But because I'm a pro, people don't give me as much shit when I complain. It's like if you guys were to complain.
Language, Jordan.
Guys,
Language.
family
2 strikes. 2 strikes. Come on.
18 plus.
What happens on the third strike, James?
3 strikes.
Does he get ejected? So there's no ejector button on the chair or anything.
No, I'm just counting. What else can we do?
Let's just count. We just
What else can we do?
We can only count.
Oscar needs to find an opening for mousesports with the AWP. Maybe the most difficult map with which to do that on the T side.
I love the Chris J like battle Scott Asimov. I think it's so awesome. Look at it. Trying to look for that player. The setup towards A, but where is it? Where is it? Show yourself to Oscar. He's on the hunt, so we might get something. There it is. Oscar leaps on his prey. Flusher. There's no more. So some damage being done here by mousesports, and that kill will pull a rotation. So there'll be 2 on A, and the fact that Fnatic have control of Plateau really creates a very, very positive situation for them on an information standpoint, as well as just having like a very, very strong defense on the B bomb side. Because even if they slip through drop, like if Fnatic, you know, they have the awareness, they have the information to be able to handle that position for it. But here comes the final push into A. Crims is going to get traded out, but Golden should be able to handle the rest. Get the kill on Oscar though. Maybe there's trouble now.
Yeah, at least he reduces his risk, but goes back to the wall and gets shot in the face by Rops. 20 seconds. Can Rops make the cross? He's kind of trapped. There is a flank coming in from JW in the meantime. Bomb has to go down quickly. Both retreating to the site now, but they're both focusing on just the one player. Will they be ready for the possibility that is JW? Apparently not as the first one. Where is Rops now? In CT spawn, trying to hide as much as he can. Will he be spotted on the low ground by the APC? He will eventually. Lecro finishing things off, and the crisis has indeed been averted.
Wow, that was damn close. I thought that was just going to be easy peasy, but because Fnatic, I felt like they played it really well. But I guess it just really goes to show the class of mousesports and players of this caliber that if you have an AWP, you can win a round.
The shot by Rops there on the guy in the rat hole. I was kind of that kind of like stunned me for the rest of the round. I was like, really?
Rops is having a good day. Oh well, this map hasn't started that well for him, but the previous map was a blinder for him. Loving those forward smokes on B-plat. This is something that Fnatic play really well off of.
Yeah, so like early round, it looks good. The CTs have a pretty good read. They're playing something, but
wow.
Okay.
It's pretty impressive to me that Crims got the 2K there. Like he somehow knew not to move his crosshair at all. Like I didn't see the player behind him until the player behind him appeared, which is pretty nuts.
Guesstimated preem there, yeah.
Yeah, it's impressive. He's very, very good in the multi-frag situations. Nice by Oscar. The cannon's position can be annoying sometimes, but Oscar has good prediction. He's gonna get more information around the doors, the rat hole position, and create some sound and pull rotation. He's causing all kinds of problems. The bomb can go to B. And perhaps it will now.
35 seconds. Chris J, does he plant by the tree? Does he dare cross? There's no smoke for him to cross. And there's a Molotov for the tree plant, meaning he has to cross. But JW goes for one too many grenades and allows the cross to happen anyway. Really unlucky for him. Couldn't have known how close they were. That is timing for you. 2 AKs, Chris J at the back. Going for the taps, but he can't quite get anything done. Sunny with 2 HP, 2 heads to find. Here's the sound cues. He knows this position will be checked eventually. The pre-fires from JW. 1 kill, not enough on that occasion. Round number 9 for Fnatic.
Fnatic having a pretty good situation so far today. 1-2 maps, lost 1 map, and they've got a great start on their their final map today, Cobblestone, against mousesports. Very formidable team. mousesports are a very versatile team as well. They have a lot of depth on a lot of their maps in their map pool. And they're struggling on the T side, you know, as a side where I feel like Fnatic are probably one of the teams that they can play super strong CT sides because they're really good at mid-rounding on the CT sides because their players are so good at taking initiative
individually, yeah,
by themselves and just reading the map really well. And also reading the map well with taking into account how you know, let's say if it's JW, how JW knows how Flusher will react to certain things, and then he can play off of that. They have a very intimate knowledge of one another's play styles. So,
and as much as we talk about JW's aggressive plays, he's like wholly a rare of like trading and spacing and timing in all these other regards, and he's a very good support player as well when you see him with the rifle.
Absolutely, yeah. And I just so commonly see them have these really good CT sides in difficult games. So on Cobblestone, great team to watch for Cobble. And mousesports are trying to butt heads with them, but it's not going so well.
Fnatic's very Swedish approach of the 3-2. Like most of the time when you watch like an NIP back in the day, it was always just 2 guys here, 3 guys here. Like on CT side Inferno, just kept 2B the whole round, 3A. Cash, they were just 2-2 back in the day. I mean, it's very Swedish style just to kind of sit here. I'm surprised that mousesports isn't just doing some slightly delayed B executes. It's probably guaranteed plant, but at the same token, going slow A, so anywhere on this map really is like the inherent advantage you have because people have the CTs have to use smokes on so many coverage points. Like they have 1 smoke left at 45, which is common on some maps, but with how wide the rotation is, it's such an important smoke.
Big 1v1 coming up. Crims will lose it against Oscar. That will open the passageway towards that A site somewhat, but the rotation's coming in. And I don't know if mousesports can get there quickly enough to the bomb site to get the plant down without losing someone along the way. We'll have to see because Fnatic is starting to spill out the balcony as they try to also just carpet bomb this bomb site to prevent the plant from happening. And right now it's 12 seconds to get this plant going, and it's just going to get completely denied. Fnatic, another great round, another good read from them. I feel like they really forced mousesports into a situation where they only had like 1 or 2 options, and they read it very well.
Yep.
We move into the last round of the first half. We'll see what mousesports can buy with this. They will have limitations. Sunny on 3450. SMG's out. And the Galil onto Rops. Hope he's been practicing with that. I doubt anybody goes to like deathmatch with the Galil in hand. But here we go. mousesports charging into the B bomb site, and it's quickly aborted with 2 players lost. What do they do now? Do they re-aggress? JW not shy to go through his own smoke there. He hears nothing. And look where Flusher is already. Again, Flusher will be about containment here, although he continues to press forwards, and he is very close. He has an off angle with the AWP. Probably prefer an M4, but he is where he is. The numbers continue to run low, and he can start to charge now. Oscar alone on the plateau versus 5 players, 11-4. Looking extremely likely here. Flusher about to emerge as he starts to push, but it's JW to trade. 11-4 Fnatic.
Wow.
Quite the streak of rounds there.
Yeah, wow, mousesports only won 1 buy round. That's insane.
Yeah, for how standard Fnatic was playing, I feel like mousesports could have. At the same time, look at the individual players on Fnatic. I was going to say mousesports could have got more rounds, could have done more. And I think at this point in Fnatic, it's cool to see Golden and Lekro starting to seem at that same tier of individual understanding. They're obviously skilled players, but you know, when you think of the old Fnatic with Olaf, it was so terrifying, kind of like the SK team have been, or was maybe, because every single player seemed so able to affect the round, not only with kills, but strategically with positioning and whatnot. And Fnatic always had that with JW, Flush, Olaf, Crims and stuff. So Lekro and Golden getting on that wavelength and showing a lot of individual
power, strength, fortitude.
I like it. Yeah, exactly.
Who's going to bring the power in his pistol round? mousesports are finding some progress, but Fnatic kind of have the A site. Rops might be a problem though. And there is a flank coming in from Sunny. Shadow scene. Shoot the legs, shoot the legs, shoot the legs. That'd be good for a 3 versus 2. Now, can they activate that flank? It really takes map control away, positioning away from Fnatic. JW can pretty much only stand in this corner, and he has 3 players to find. Jiggling left and right, but Chris J will finish off the job. Much needed pistol round for mousesports. And now there's, well, if we see them prevail in the next 2 rounds, it's a reasonably close score.
Yeah, the worst thing I think for me on CT side Cobble is you either lose this eco round or you would have lost CT pistol, win first gun round, and then lose the next round. Like either way, you're lucky to get like 5 rounds this half. So if mousesports lose this round, I have no more hope. Gone.
I have hope. Oscar has a auto shotgun. Yes. That's my favorite auto shotty skin as well.
What is it?
I don't know what it's called. I have it though. Nice, this one.
What is on that?
I don't know.
It's just
great, though.
It's just pretty.
Ooh. Fnatic pushing in, getting some damage, but not the kills that's required to force their way into the actual bomb site. So Oscar, finish shotty out. Yes. No.
Is that the Bloomstick?
The Bloomstick.
I think it's Bloomstick. No, the Nova's the Bloomstick. That's got some anime stuff on the side of it. I don't know what that is.
I like this one the most.
I'm not an anime type.
Does look like it has like a cherry bloom type thing or whatever. Cherry blossom, what it kind of is?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Japanese tree.
Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like the reds, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite Japanese.
Tranquility to the geese.
Skin is tranquility, I just guessed.
Obviously, he's an anime overlord.
Yeah.
He knows what the name of the skin is. Probably has the Akihabara skin as well. Maybe even the bed sheets, handmade. Crimson JW trying to get something done. The FAMAS, the poor man CZ, will finish off the job.
That is the new line now of the day, huh?
Round number 6. Kind of is, isn't it? It does have its benefits, though. Calm down over there, please. Making noise in our studio. That's what happens when you put Dan in a different seat. Starts breaking things and making loud banging noises.
Let's go to set your drink down and drop it. There's no table there. Oopsie.
Pistols for Fnatic.
Ooh.
Let's go with a cheeky peek, and
I didn't even see that.
that is dirty. Yeah, I didn't even realize.
Oscar didn't see it either.
And now he's got his moneymaker out. The AWP fund is growing. The war chest is filled to the brim.
I'm going to make a pair of boxers, and I'm going to put the words SMG on the ass cheeks, because it's going to be shake your moneymaker. Because in CSGO, you
Where does the G come into that?
SMG. Oh, I wasn't doing an acronym, just because SMGs
Oh, okay.
give you a nice kill bonus. So you're shaking.
Those are the nerdiest boxer shorts I've ever heard of.
Yeah, on the front, there's going to be a CSGO logo. We're going to sell about 18 pairs of them.
Okay.
Nice.
Listen, I was putting together what you said right there on an eco round. I was just content filling.
I respect it.
Sort of halfway.
I respect it.
Very half-baked.
Undercooked.
I'm a little tired, man. That 5 a.m. wake up is just not my thing.
No, early bird.
What Counter-Strike is, and let's see. I'm curious, honestly. I don't know. The money comes back to bite mousesports in the ass. If they can keep winning rounds, though, they will eventually reach 16. They'll win. No, but if they could win like a couple more and build up their money, and then even if they go on a losing streak, they can make it a little closer here. But they've got past the dreaded eco round.
There's the pop flash, making their way into the drop. Rops will be traded by Sunny at the very least, and map control is retained by mousesports. But it's early. There's a minute 20 on the clock, and they've lost a man. Oscar, though, will give them yet more advantage.
Going back to Danger Peak. Hears nothing, sees nothing.
Nothing's right there.
Good job, James. So,
look, there he
that's
is.
Very funny.
Hello.
Can you hear all the people laughing? It's your amazing joke.
This is what you guys do.
I'm glad I'm glad you interrupted my commentary, James, with this beautiful, beautiful, wonderful joke. We do have Fnatic finally in a position where they can actually move into the A side, but the issue is that they don't have any sort of distraction. And I guess, so Jordan, how would you ideally play this spot? You kind of have the lurker who could play drop and try to lurk
T
in
or CT?
To split in A, or yeah, because they had an option there to split A or go back for B, and they decided to go back for B.
The reason a lot of teams go back to B here, the tough thing is 9 times out of 10, exactly what Stico's doing right now is the smart play, is spotting like the platform. So what Fnatic's worried about is if you have somebody on CT spotting that platform, you know for a fact that they're going to have like 1.5 players, 2 players already at A, or in this case they had 4, so 2.5 players towards A right there, right?
Yeah.
Because you have such a long spot on the plat. And no one in the 3 versus 4 is going to peek flushing. No one in a 3 versus 4 is going to go down drop because you make noise. So in that situation, walking back B is more of like you know what to expect. You know you're going to fight that guy plat, and then after you run him down, if you do run him down, you know he's going to have support from like the E-box sidewalk area. You can kind of predict the fights more. Going up A against 4, it's harder to know what angles someone might be hiding back side, etc.
Right. That's fair. That's very fair. I like it.
Nice.
Nice.
W know versus the W you don't.
You see what I did there?
I did. I like that Oscar's called his AWP the Car 98K. Maybe he was Day of Defeat player.
He's a PUBG player, James. Hate to break it to you, but it's a PUBG reference, definitely.
Excuse me for being too old school.
You play any PUBG, James?
No, not really. I would
saw like a disgusted look on his face, like.
I would if I would. I've played like 8 hours, but if I could get my sends to be perfect, like in CS, then I would play some more.
The game, everything feels a little more clunky, but once you kind of realize how to function in that environment,
yeah.
It took me a little bit. I was kind of against it.
Once you like figure out how to spray in it, and everything changes.
That's what pisses me off about Fortnite. Is it definitely is like infinitely smoother. I just don't like it.
I agree with you, but I haven't played enough. But I agree with you.
I like stealing other people's cars.
Yeah.
In PUBG, specifically.
I like shooting people's wheels and then running away.
Yeah.
Oscar likes.
Woo. Oscar likes shooting whole families.
Whoa.
Of players on a Counter-Strike team, guys.
Nice.
Third strike, I'm off.
Lovely stuff from Oscar. Lovely.
Lovely, jubbly.
I think that's why there's some like not certain big sponsors don't get into Counter-Strike, right? Because of like the weapon, the killing, right? We just need to put like Fortnite level colors in our game.
We need butterflies to come out when somebody
dies.
Yeah.
You headshot and it just flutters out of their brain.
Trees come out of their legs or something.
Trees coming out of their legs. That sounds horrific.
That actually sounds terrifying.
It's like the Thing edition.
Fnatic
DLC.
are bombing their way into the B bomb sites and to use some London slang and a ill-timed whatever. Chris J is doing a lot of work here, a lot of work. He sees tracers through the smoke and he has teammates rotating, but there is a flank being attempted by Flusher. Lekra with a Kobe, Lekra with a Deagle, and that's maybe even worse for these mousesports players. That clock continues to tick. They don't have a kit. Oscars just picked one up. Lekra by the tree. Crims by the statue. CZ. Flashy Famas is out for 2 kills. And there is the 4th buy round for Fnatic. Boom.
CZ is so good. Wow.
CSGO.
I'm just thinking to myself, it's like, I mean, everybody's had this discussion to death about, how you would balance the CZ, and I think ultimately it's just sort of still not a massive fan of it functionally, and sort of the purpose it serves for the amount of money, just the kind of ethos behind an automatic pistol, seems a bit strange.
Not CS.
Not CS, yeah.
Make it $500. Wait, it is $500. Make it $700.
Make the bullets actually famous bullets, or worse, with more drop-off.
Put it in the dual breasted slot and make it $700.
Actually, something I said the other day is like, you put it at $700, like James says, but then make a choice between that and the Deagle. I think that would make more sense. Because they're both very functionally different in many senses, so it actually There's a lot of there's decision making there. A lot of decision making.
Yeah, that might not be a terrible idea. Because the Deagle is very CS-esque because you are extremely punished if you miss a shot.
Yeah.
But you're greatly rewarded if you hit it. And the CZ is the same. If you make a right decision to sit in the right corner, you basically get a free kill if they don't like pre-fire you perfectly.
And going back into this round, it seems like Flusher caught the push towards A, and mousesports are actually defending fairly well, despite being sort of pressured everywhere. Golden, though, getting in between the defense, just owning everyone. And now Flusher has finally made his way past the A defender, one of which he killed, and into, like, back with his teammates. The bomb's going back to A. What a crazy round, and Flusher finding Rops in drop. Now Oscar's going to go in for some information. He's going to hear the running into the balcony. He's got that info. Spots the player running up. That's the bomb. Oscar can wither out by himself. He's caught. He's known. Can he get the shot? Oh! Oscar, of course.
Well, I'm just staring at the monitor right now. Don't have much to say. It's like when you watch stuff like that, it's like... That's why I feel like partly like I would never want to do play-by-play, because right there, like, I'm just like so internalized, like, whoa, that was cool, but no one heard me say it. I just talking to myself.
That's a really nuts round. Like, it looked like a normal B split with a lurk in A with the AWP and Flusher. Flusher catches a player, and someone sneaks it into like a flank, and then decide to like go back around after taking the entire B site. It's just absolutely a very, very weird round. And it's the round that has put Fnatic with that clutch of Oscar. I mean, look at mousesports' situation. They've got an MP7, they've got a FAMAS, they don't have many grenades. And if you look at Fnatic, they've been forced now, after losing that round to CZ, it's like no one has any money, really. I mean, actually, Chris, okay. Chris does have money.
Every time you say no one's got any money, everybody's got money.
Well, I mean, like, I see an MP7 in a round like this, I'm like, well, and a FAMAS, I'm like, well, they must be out of money.
Yeah, but they still have some cash in the bank.
That's strange.
It's one of those rounds where Fnatic is doing themselves a disservice if they go too quick. One more smoke to waste. A good flash. Someone get next to Fred here.
Robs didn't see that one coming.
It's a good smoke to isolate the sidewalk. We need one more flash.
But look at the bomb. The bomb's heading towards the A site. And this is pulling people towards B. Oscar's alone. Not that that's really the biggest issue in the world for him. Rops, he's being teased, but he does not want to reveal his position. 28 seconds. Still only two of these players towards A. Starting. Oh, Oscar's completely missed the timing there. Really unfortunate for him. And he may be attracted towards Connector, but he may have spotted someone that heard a shot. Falling back to the site now. 16 seconds. Can he make it hard for this bomb to go down? Surely he gets pre-fired here. Flying through towards bench position. Gun isn't ready in time. Bomb goes down.
And now maybe Chris wishes he had a better gun. Maybe there's one to be picked up along the way as he makes his way on the rotation. Actually, there won't be any guns for him, I don't think. Not from this position. Very awkward. Rops, though, he's been having a game. Or a day. It's a good start from him. A nice headshot, but Electro. He's got some moves himself. Let's see what he can pull off here. Onto the roof, isolating Rops in a 1v1. But Rops just turns around and smashes him in the face with his AK. 3K for Rops, saves the round, and mousesports off the back of two clutches coming back into this one. The Oscar clutch was incredibly important in the previous round.
Huge plays, big frags.
Actually, one quick point. We saw Rops' perspective when the B push was coming in. I think it was a really, really cool display of discipline, because what you're talking about, that perspective of the player who's thinking about consistency as like a fragging basis, is thinking about fragging there. They're thinking like, I can hear players, and you're getting a kill there probably. But the problem is if you die,
what is the domino effect after?
It's exactly, that domino effect is so huge. So you know, like he didn't. I mean, he ended up getting a 3K, but he could very well have got no frags in that round. But his team still win the round. So I thought that was a very good showing of discipline, because I think people get anxious because you know that you want to be the guy peeking, generally speaking, if you're going to take an engagement.
Oh, just when you thought you could punish Oscar for the AWP, Steeko says hello. And that can't feel good. Chris J on the other side of the site. 3 pistols remain here for Fnatic. Crouch peek, and Chris J won't hit the mark on that occasion, but he'll still go back to the well. He's got info for his team, even if he does go down. We've got flying stickers on the screen, but that's fine. And now Golden is the last man standing. Made it to the site itself. Oh, the timing. Sunny not afraid to continue to peek, but Rops will get the kill at close range. 12 to 12. Who's going to take Cobblers?
Cobblestone. I'm like having fun. I'm just entertaining myself at this point.
Nice.
The double op is coming in hot. How do you stop it, James?
That's not hot.
Flashbangs.
Grenades.
Maybe the odd smoke. Bearing in mind, if you go for a fast play on B, they're likely to be chicken coop, which is, yeah, it won't be flashed for too long from that distance. So you need a combination.
I like a lot of teams, they have the molly lined up, so they stand in the corner and they like look at a texture. And then right when all the smokes go up, they just go and throw the molly because it's like lined up through the smoke for coop.
Oh, Rock trying to punish the reload. Oh,
wow.
He gets two. Traffic jam.
Oh, and then he almost dies in that molly.
2 HP, no crater.
How does he kill 2 guys there? That's insane.
One was just kind of walking up, kind of just like nonchalant, and the other person was quick switching and saw him last second, so probably couldn't get the comm off because he had to quick switch.
That's so funny. And that feels like the kind of thing that like a Fnatic player would do, just like somehow finding 2 kills there. That is massive. Fnatic need to something pretty incredible to pull themselves out of the situation. Just have to hit some crazy shots, but they don't have any utility. So mousesports should be so okay here. And indeed, they are barely losing anything. Just 1 player down. And that's around for mousesports. Mousesports looking really good at the moment.
Now, Mouse has the double op. You know, that we didn't really get to see much last round of what Fnatic's idea was, which sucks because, you know, the way they died right there, they didn't really get to establish any precedent for these remaining 4 rounds here. 5 rounds, I guess, including this one. So they're going to go with a little bit B shock here because when you have 2 ops, you're assuming they're playing 3-2 off the bat. Which is not always true because 4-1 is possible, so I think that was a stupid comment by me.
Pistols are surrounding Sunny, trying to rotate back. Oh, he was unfortunate perhaps not to get a kill there, but both could see through the bottom of the smoke. 2 on 3 as mousesports come in for the retake versus Fnatic. Oh, there we go, Oscar.
What?
Nice shot through. Getting a bit excited now. The adrenaline pumping, missed the flashbang completely. And that might cost Tico his life. Oscar versus 2 players now. Did he see one towards the coop? Does he realize one is close? Too many targets, too many. Man, but boy, was that a highlight.
His brain looked like overloaded with like ideas right there. Oscar is definitely a nutty player. I wonder if he was thinking the guy was in the little pizza cubby when he was trying to wall him there, because that was like a peculiar
the little corner
spot to wall him. Yeah, we call it pizza. Over here in the NA.
That was awesome. That was fabulous. It was fantastic, fantabulous.
So they know they have that double op. So right now you could assume the opera is going to play first and foremost aggressive A hall. Secondly, where Oscar is now danger, and then thirdly like top mid ramp. So they're going to probably be ready for all of those. I wouldn't be surprised if JW does a nice little like strafe peek to the doorway here in a second. Pretty hard, and then so they see far side mid smoked. They got both sides mid smoked.
Tico waits to see what will become of this.
I feel like JW just wants to walk through every smoke. Every time I'm watching him, I'm like, look at him. He's
Oscar
creeping.
Towards A long. 3 targets coming his way. Is there a flash for this? How do they get past this position? It's not the first time Oscar's been here. Had all kinds of wall bangs before. Ooh. Does he avoid getting traded? Just about gets around the corner. Maybe spotted a second player towards long, and he's not afraid to go back. There goes leg throw.
Gosh.
Oh my days. 3 kills for Oscar. And he's crippled Fnatic on the remainder of this push. Rops can't get it done though, which puts back into a 2-on-2. Flight coming in from Sunny. So Chris J might have to wait.
Very winnable round now by Fnatic as Sunny is not there in time to get JW as he falls to the halls. And now JW is in a safe haven at the halls, probably aware of his flank. Now it's a timing game for Sunny. Will he catch JW not looking at top mid? Crim's in a good hinge position here. He's going to have to try to get one, and then it should be a pretty easy clutch for J-Dubs.
3-5 from Sunny. JW's position is known now. JW looking for the ace himself. Never mind Oscar's highlight plays. Oh, Sunny, does he have the time for this, really? What a fast shot from JW. A massive ace from him in response to the output from Oscar earlier on. Both snipers going nuclear in that round.
Fnatic is thanking JW and raising their dongers because that was going to be pretty frustrating. Fnatic actually had the contingency plans in place there. Like, they had the guy close, they had the guy far A halls. Like, they weren't standing in the middle of the open necessarily. Like, if the timing was a little different, the trade probably would have happened, but Oscar somehow navigated through that timing, got both of those kills, fell back, and got a third. So now we're at 14-13 Fnatic here, moving into a terrible kind of force buy from mousesports. I don't even know. Half/shoddy buy. Chris J saving to hopefully get an op, I guess.
Down goes one player. Four CTs remain from an AWP to a Nova. And this is not looking very good at all for mousesports. Oscar with the Nova versus 4. Best of luck, sir. I wish you the best of luck, and luck you may require. Follow me on my pilgrimage to awesomeness. I don't know if there's any pilgrimage left for Oscar at this point. It looks pretty ropey for mousesports. Ooh, in the face. All right then, Oscar, what do you do? Do you go for this? Doesn't look like it. JW will not wait, and that's match point Fnatic.
I want to try this.
Good. You having fun? You enjoying the device? I don't know what it's called. It's like a poor man's xylophone. Let's see what mousesports have to offer for this round. They've got a rifle, 2 rifles. They've got the French gun, the FAMAS, Sonya on the CZ. FAMAS but 10% better at close and medium ranges. Stico here's a lot of sound cues. There's 1 kill for him, and he's being an element of, oh, never mind, through the wall, of course. Chris J, Sunny, and Oscar. All that remain here between Fnatic and Victory.
Once this A-Hall guy gets contact, I wouldn't be surprised if the mid guys come out the door. And Chris J gets a frag as the smoke fades at the door, but now they're aware of the positioning of 2. They know guys mid. And that's probably going to be the differentiating factor there, as the trade was not able to happen.
JW all over the final.